It's intercepted off the hands of his receiver. Jamel Fleming's going to go all the way. It is Broyles again with a catch. A touchdown. Wow. What an effort by Broyles. And the pass is off the hands of Difton and intercepted by Tony Jefferson. And another pick six. He'll take it. We've waited a long time for that in the BCS game.
All right, for the last 3 weeks on College Football Live, we've been looking at the top contenders for 2011. So naturally, we finish up with Oklahoma, a team a lot of people have picked to be the national champion next year. And that's because they've got 9 offensive and 8 defensive starters returning. However, Andre, they do lose one key member of that explosive offense, and that player is running back DeMarco Murray. The Sooners running back scored an Oklahoma record 65 career touchdowns, 50 rushing, 13 receiving, and 2 kickoff scores. He also rushed for more than 3,600 career yards. Now, he's just one of several key players who won't be returning to Oklahoma for the 2011 season. Senior defensive end Jeremy Beal was second-team All-America by the Associated Press. Quentin Carter picked off 8 passes in his career and was a first-team All-American in 2010. As for what's returning, Andre, let's break that down, starting with linebacker Travis Lewis, a team-high 109 tackles in 2010. How important is he to the Sooners?
Yeah, very important, because he's a guy that can play sideline to sideline, has great ball instincts, had 3 interceptions last year, as you mentioned, led the Sooners in tackles with 109. He is their leader on defense.
What about wideout Ryan Broyles? Prolific doesn't begin to describe this guy, right?
He had the best season of any wideout last year, 131 receptions, over 1,600 yards, 14 touchdowns. He can stretch the field. He is a guy that can read zone coverage, finds a way to get open for Landry Jones.
And then there's the trigger man you just mentioned. Talk about the mark of a beast, 666 completions last year.
Yeah, over 4,700 yards in his first full year as the starter with 38 touchdown passes. He averaged 330 yards a game through the air. He'll be a guy we'll talk about for the Heisman Trophy.
You know, OU's quarterbacks used to be known more for their running ability than their passing, but that's changed over the last 20 years, most of it under Bob Stoops' watch. A perfect example, Landry Jones' success in bowl games. In 2 wins, he shares a school record for career pass attempts in bowls with Josh Heupel while owning the others outright. And speaking of Coach Bob Stoops, he is kind enough to join College Football Live. Coach, you got 29 players returning with starting experience from a 12-2 team. Has a lot of people looking at Oklahoma as the favorite for 2011. How are you preparing the Sooners for life in the pole position, so to speak?
Yeah, Michael, hopefully they're right. Everyone talked about the young football team we had a year ago with so many freshmen and sophomores playing, and really grew up through the year and really finished strong towards the end. So we do feel we have a really good team back. We got a lot of work to do. But, handling those pole positions, we've been fortunate through the years to have a lot of great football teams, and we've been up there, before. So, it doesn't change anything for our guys. We know we've got to do the work and prepare and build to that, and hopefully we'll be able to do it.
With the way you finished 2010 and with all the talent you have coming into 2011, would you be disappointed, Coach Stoops, if you did not win a national championship this year?
Absolutely. You always are. A place like Oklahoma, that's what you're after. But anytime you're still able to win, your conference championship, that's still a special year. So not to take away from those guys, because those kind of years are pretty special when you win your Big 12 championship, or can move on and win a BCS bowl as well. But definitely, we want to be able to do that.
Not only do you have Landry Jones coming back, but you have pretty much his entire receiving core coming back intact as well. How does this receiving core rank among the best you've coached at Oklahoma?
It has a chance to be one of the better ones. Ryan Broyles is definitely up there with anybody we've ever had. And then the other guys have really grown and have added to it. We had a pretty special group there in 2003 and 4, with Mark Clayton, Brandon Jones. Those guys were really pretty special, and Mark Bradley was with them. They all played in the NFL for a good number of years. But this group has a chance to be similar to that. They still got work to do to catch up to Ryan Broyles, though, and be those kind of guys.
You do, however, lose running back DeMarco Murray. How do you plan to replace him in all of his production on offense?
Well, it's tough. He was a very physical runner for us and great hands out of the backfield. But, we have some young guys that we really like. Roy Finch, that people got a chance to see a good bit last year as a true freshman, really played great for us. Brennan Clay, and, we've got some other young guys in there that are coming on. And And so we'll see. But these other guys are really quality players that we have still backing up DeMarco.
All right, Coach Stoops, thanks for joining us, and best of luck in 2011.
All right, Michael, thanks for having me on.
All right, Andre, 2 years ago, the Sooners came into the season with high expectations as well, but you see a major difference between that team and this one. What is it?
Yeah, back in 2009, I thought the Sooners were overrated because of their offensive line. They had to replace 4 offensive line starters. This team is similar in 2011 to that team, with the exception they've got 4 offensive linemen that are coming back, only replacing 1. Skill position players, that won't be a problem for the Sooners. Landry Jones is back in at quarterback, as Sam Bradford was. And now you start to, where are the question marks? Defensively, they got to get better. We ranked 53rd overall in defense as well. On the running back position, Roy Finch will step in for DeMarco Murray.
All right, that's the players. Let's look at the opponents for the Sooners. The key game everybody's looking at, September 17th at Florida State. How can Oklahoma navigate this schedule on their way to a Big 12 and possible national title?
Yeah, I think that's the test for the Sooners right there against Florida State on the road. It's a tough one. Texas, I don't think, will be quite ready to face what the Sooners will bring. And then the November 26th, I think, against Oklahoma State, that's going to be another test for the Sooners. But if they get past the second week of the season, look for the Sooners to run the table.
Definitely be disappointed if they're not in the BCS national title conversation.